Hey guys, welcome back to Soul Care. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Amanda and this is the channel Soul Care. So I'm back. Today is week 2 and today's animal is the raccoon, which manifested as themes of taking the mask off. So before we get started on the video, or I guess the meat and potatoes of the video, I think it's important that we first have a discussion about what a mask is. So I would like you to maybe pause the video and give yourself a couple of minutes and write down what you think a mask is. And what do you feel a mask is? For the sake of this video and for simplicity, to me, a mask, it can be many different things. I don't typically think that it's a good or a bad thing. I do know that some masks can be quite destructive though, but I don't think that they're inherently bad. For example, a mask that I think would be quite common, I'm sure that a lot of people have this, is maybe suppressing certain qualities that you have and really relying on other qualities in order to move smoothly throughout your day. This could be at work or between different friends. I know some friends are more sensitive than others, so you might want to suppress certain qualities so that you can move more smoothly with these friends. So that would be the best example that I could think of that came to me. Sorry if you do see me looking down, I am reviewing my notes. So in regards to the tarot and oracle cards that I pulled this week, I pulled the Temperance card, the Six of Swords, and then I also pulled the Lizard and Moth card. So I didn't think that it was really relevant or necessary to show the cards because I know some people might not be using tarot cards or oracles in order to connect with this energy. So I thought maybe I'd skip out this week on that. But I did want to discuss some things that did pop up for me. So I'm just reviewing my notes here. Natural balance and flow, moving smoothly from role to role, person to person, etc. Some other things that popped up is finding balance in times of change through transitional spaces from one person to the next and for better adaptivity. What I found particularly interesting is when I was really connected with the energy last week, I had some interesting experiences with the animal, the raccoon. Last week, I know I mentioned in last week's video, the Asian lizard monitor, I was having experiences in a different way. They were popping up while I was, on social media. And just on Instagram, I would just randomly come across a picture or I would just think about them randomly. They would pop up into my head. So this week I had a different experience. I was having more physical experiences with them. For example, the garage door was left open and a raccoon was able to, I guess, sneak into the garage and they pulled the garbage bag out of the garbage bin. Here in Canada, we have really large garbage bins, at least where I am. So we could tell that it was a raccoon for the ability that it did that, and then they ripped like a hole in the garbage bag and they were able to pull some trash out. So raccoons are actually quite common in my environment where I live in Canada. We're kind of, it's kind of like a small town, but it can be quite urban at the same time. So we do have quite a few experiences with raccoons. There was even one time while I was trying to connect with this energy, I was hanging out with my sister and her 3 kids, and they just happened to be watching a movie that had 3 or I think it was a raccoon family, mother, father, and then 3 kids possibly. And I've hung out with them many times and they've never watched a movie like this before. So I just thought that to be really interesting synchronicity that I'm trying to connect with these animals and now all of a sudden I'm having these experiences with them. I just think it's interesting how the animal manifests in your life when you're trying to connect with the energy. Let me know in the comment section below if you had any interesting experiences with raccoons this week, and last week if you had any interesting experiences with those animals as well. I'd really love to know. So I thought this would be the perfect time to get into the journal prompts, and I have them right here. So I'm just going to be looking at my notes. Excuse me. So the first journal prompt slash tarot spread, if you choose to go down that route, is what roles and priorities in my life require a mask? I'm suggesting you do a 3-card pull if you're relying on tarot or oracle. However, feel free to use whatever method you want to use. I'm just going to be including this information because this is the way that I did it. The second question is, what do some of the masks I wear say about me? And I'm suggesting you pull 1 to 3 cards for this one. I think I pulled only 1 card for this one. Yes. So the third question is, what is a mask that I wear that I don't even realize? And this one I just have 1 card pull. Next is, what mask do I wear that is destructive to my well-being? This one I just pulled 1 card. How can I free myself of this mask? So this is 1 to 3 cards. And then the last one, like every week, is how can I best utilize the knowledge I gained this week to better myself? And I'm recommending you pull 1 to 3 cards, whatever you feel drawn to. Okay, so now I am going to include the footage of my journaling process. And after the journaling process video is complete, or I guess the section of that video, I should say, I will be back to give you kind of like a heads up about what to expect next week, and what themes we're going to be dealing with, and then I'll just conclude the video. So today I am back to work on the journal spread for week 2, the raccoon theme, which is taking off your mask. Okay, that is the finished painting, at least for now. I'm probably going to scratch some whiskers off of him just with my little craft knife once it's dry. And I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I'm not sure about how I feel about this painting, but you know what, I did the best that I could. I'm still pretty new at this whole watercolor thing. I really like how my journal spread turned out. I'm still trying to decide if I want to shade this in. If I do end up doing that, I'll just show you, but that's going to be the end of at least the journal portion of this video. I just wanted to conclude the video with a little bit of my experience this week. I kind of already touched on how I had experiences with raccoons while I was connecting with the energy. That was all last week. This week, I'm finding that I'm feeling extremely exhausted and there's a lot going on in my life. My daughter currently is going through a sleep regression, so that's been a whole thing. And when I was trying to connect with the energy, a huge part of what I do is when I'm painting and I'm drawing, it just usually goes a lot better than it did this time. I really actually struggled to draw raccoons and paint them. And it just, like I said, it really hasn't happened to me yet that I've experienced this. So I've just been having a bit of trouble connecting this week. Last week, completely different experience. I felt very connected. Last week I felt really connected to the point where I was having all these experiences with the animal. So I did find this kind of interesting. I don't know if this is part of taking the mask off, if this is part of the theme. Let me know in the comment section below if you're having a similar experience. I know that right now we're having all these forest fires and we've been cooped up, me and my daughter have been cooped up in the house because it's really making breathing really difficult. It's really polluting the air here in Ontario, so that's been quite a struggle. And I'm just concerned about taking my daughter out when she has like these really young developing lungs. I don't really want to take that risk right now. I'm hoping that the weather does get better the next couple of days. Also, we've been experiencing a lot of rain and thunderstorms. So I just find that really interesting and I'm very connected with that right now. And we actually have a monthly theme coming up for the Ancestral Grimoire series that I've been doing on my channel as well. So I have a video about that coming up. It's actually all about weather magic and I'm feeling very connected to that right now. So I do plan on creating that video within the next couple of days. So I should hopefully have that up for you. Sorry, I'm stepping all over like my words. I'm really struggling with words today because of how exhausted I am. Forgive me. But anyway, I think that's a good, or this is a good segue for me to end the video. Thank you so much for watching. Next week, we are going to be focusing on freedom. I still have to connect with that energy more thoroughly and come up with a plan. So that could change, but we are going to be exploring freedom since the animal that manifested for next week is the horse. So I will let you know that. So make sure that you're subscribed and you ring the bell. That way you are notified of that video once it goes up on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. As always, have a good one and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.